As I tape this, LeBron Raymond James Sr. is about what 30, 36, somewhere up in there points away from becoming the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Okay. But I want to dispel a myth related to King James. This myth has been permeating through NBA media since 2003 when Bron came to the league. And I know why. And I'm going to tell y'all why too. The myth is that LeBron James has been a pass first guy. Okay. That scoring is not even what he does best. That is his passing ability. That is and always was bullshit. LeBron James is a score first point guard. And he's the greatest we've ever seen at that. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Cost you nothing to hit that button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something, okay? Like I said, subscribe, put all your people on it. Join the channel, become one of the realest ones. You feel me? That means become an official member. You understand? And feel free to hit that Cashapp. Whatever you give goes back into the business as we continue our quest to be the Amazon, the Walmart, the black culture. Okay. Like I said, though, man, this myth has just taken on a life of its own in the NBA world. It seems like when NBA guys or just sports guys in general in the media get to talking about stuff, they grab a narrative and then they roll with that narrative, and then it becomes commonplace. And like, you gotta say that if you supposedly know what you're talking about, you gotta say this. Kind of like people keep saying Scottie Pippen locked up Magic Johnson in the 91 finals when he only guarded Magic in game 2. That's it. Go watch the tape. Or you just pick one of these narratives that's out there and you be like, oh, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? And this is one. This is one of those ones. LeBron James is a pass first guy. No, he's not. No, he's not. Bron been getting a bucket since he stepped in the league. He been a bucket. He's been just as much of a bucket as anybody during his era in the league. I mean, from 2003 to now, he's been just as much of a bucket as anybody. Really better than damn near everybody other than KD, and that's just by a few hundredths. That's it. You don't believe me? I can prove it to you. Okay? Let's take a look at it. In terms of all-time points per game. Let me back up. Bron's career stats as I take, okay? Bron's career stats are 27.2 points per game, 7.5 boards, 7.3 dimes per game, okay? Bron is top 5 all time in points per game. He's about to be number 1 in overall points, okay? But you don't get no scoring title for overall points in the season. You get a scoring title for points per game. Okay, you got to play the requisite number of games in a season. But if you played enough games, you got that scoring title from points per game. Okay, now Michael Jordan holds the all-time lead in points per game. But let's look at this list. In terms of all-time points per game, okay, you got Michael Jordan who holds the record for that, okay, followed by Wilt Chamberlain. But then you got Elgin Baylor at 3, KD at 4, and Bron at 5. He's top 5 all time in points per game. Okay? Think about that. Only guys with a higher points per game average than Brun in their career is Michael Jeffrey Jordan with the record, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and KD. And KD, like I said, only got Brun by like some hundredths. Okay, for real. So they right there neck and neck. Brun is over guys like Jerry West, who's 6, AI at 7, Bob Pettit at 8, Oscar Robertson at 9, the Iceman, George Gervin at 10, Karl Malone at 11, and Bean at 12. So these guys we think of as certified buckets, Brun is over them. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kobe, you know what I'm saying? I call him Bean, of course, middle name. You got an outlier with him with those early years because, him being the first guard in the modern era to come in out of high school in those mid-90s, late 90s, they wasn't really playing them like that. You know what I'm talking about? Now you can just come on in and do your thing. Okay, so you do have an outlier there. But still, some of these other guys you think of as buckets like AI and Jerry West, bro, got higher point per game average than them. This man is a bucket. He's a score first point guard. That's what he is. Okay. In terms of assists, everybody want to holler about he's the best passer in the game and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he top whatever in assists now, but he's not even in the top 20 in assists per game all the time. He's 24th. Magic averaged 11 dimes a game. John Stockton averaged 10 dimes a game. Russell Westbrook is higher in assists per game for a career than Bron. But that narrative don't sell. Because y'all want to say this man is pass first. No, he's not. That man a bucket. He's a bucket. Okay? In terms of turnover, Bron averaged 3.5 turnovers per game for his career. He's the all-time leader in turnovers, though. Nobody talks about that. Which they shouldn't. He's played the longest. They got to go into him getting the scoring record, too, but that's a whole other discussion. All right. But when you hear that number, you say, oh, well, that can't be much. But Russell Westbrook averages 4.1 for his career, and he gets slammed for it. 4.1 is bad. But he also averages more assists than Bron. So it seems like you handle the ball that much in those kind of systems, like a Bron and a Russell and a James, you're going to get some assists. But he still don't get as many assists as these other guys. Like for where Bron is all time in assists, he's around names like Rod Strickland and Baron Davis. Do you hear people on Baron Davis' dick for being a passer? Doesn't fit the narrative. Okay. In terms of shot attempts, LeBron is second all time in shot attempts behind Kareem. In terms of shot attempts per game, he's averaging currently, as I tape, 19.7 FGAs per game. 19.7 FGAs per game. Okay. That number is higher than Kareem. Okay, you might say, well, okay, that's a big. They are dependent position. Somebody got to feed them. It's okay. Same with Malone. He averaged more FGAs than Malone. Malone shot the ball 17.8 times per game. Again, but you might say that's a big. Okay. He shot the ball for a career more than Kobe, 19.5. Again, okay, you might say, well, Kobe's an outlier. Kobe came in the game as a young boy. They wasn't playing him that much. He wasn't getting them in the FGA. LeBron averages more FGAs per game than Kevin Durant. He averages a whole shot better than Kevin Durant per game. What are we talking about? That's why KD was right when he tweeted out like last week. I started to do this segment last week, and it's been on my mind for a long time. KD was like, he's never seen Bron as some pass first guy. He's right. He probably look at Bron like, damn, Bron, you shoot more than me. So where does this narrative come from? I remember the beginning of Bron's career. One of Bron's first commercials were talking about they gifted him with court vision. Do y'all remember that? Y'all young boys, go on YouTube. You can find it. Just type in LeBron court vision commercial. And they showing him doing all this passing and all that kind of stuff. Because they were trying to differentiate him from Jordan and Kobe in the marketing. And that shit stuck. But that shit ain't the truth. LeBron is a score first point guard. If he had just played the position that he truly is his whole career, we might be calling him the greatest point guard of all time. Because he could score better than Magic and he could assist enough. He wasn't passing it better than Magic. I told you, Magic averaged 11 assists per game. That's crazy. Also, you got to have some guys to put in the bucket, and we know Magic was blessed with talent around, but that's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about that later. But 7 assists ain't nothing to sniff at. Okay? He's still top 25 all time in assists per game. But it's not what he does best. What LeBron James does better than anybody I've ever seen, and this is me going back and watching ball and now, is attack the basket at 6'9", 200, and that man ain't no fucking 250. That man is bare minimum 260. That's a huge human being. Okay? That when my brothers be on here, y'all know I have some fun with them, and I be like, that motherfucker 280. That's a big motherfucker. And you can't stay in front of that man. Because if you even with him, you are shedding, he's shedding you. Like, whoa, and he's there. And he's done that in the early 2000s when it was still more rugged. And of course, now you see he averaged a 30 ball because it's no physicality. There ain't nobody, you can't touch him whatsoever. Paint wide open. They ain't hiring bigs no more in the league for real. Like, he bigger than everybody in terms of weight. What, with Zion, all the motherfucker? Couple of other cats. He's just bigger than everybody. And he can handle the ball and get downhill. That's what he does best. But that just don't fit people's narrative, but that's what the truth is. And because he's been able to get downhill, and then, gotta give him credit, he came to the league 240. At least 240. And they knew he was trying to get downhill, so the thing was play off of him, give him the jumper. Okay. Shit, by year 3, you still averaging 30. Okay. With that scheme. But he refined his game eventually. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you can't just back up off of him. He going to end up hitting that now. You know what I'm saying? The man worked on his game. He ain't become no great shooter, but he became good enough that you can't just do that. And so now if you're going to hug up on him, like I said, it's over with. This man is too big and strong, quick. He finna just, and then you can travel now. So if he get down there, he can take an extra step when he trying to get around you, and he bigger than you. Man, you can't do shit with that. So get this man his credit as he breaks this record of Kareem. I want to see what the league does. I hope it's a dope ass tribute or something like that. You know, you want to see history. But let's properly contextualize this, man. That man is a bucket. He's a score first point guard. If you want to call him a combo guard, I would say he's the best combo guard of all time. You feel me? He's been listed as small forward, but we know that man since he's been in the league, he been running the team, bring the ball up, call the sets, controlling the game. Like, that's what he do. That folks try to say, well, he does what Scottie Pippen did. Pip played and Jordan played in a fucking motion offense with all these different triggers and shit like that. You just brought the ball down and hit the post, and if they overplayed the post, you reverse the ball, and then you just go into your motion. Then all that ain't what you do in Brun's system. Brun run everything. And between that and his longevity and his greatness, that's allowed him to amass these points and have such a great career. So shout out to King James, but I had to kill that myth, okay? And we're going to get this man his proper due for breaking the all-time scoring record. Let's call him what he is. A bucket. Put it on some.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?